No retreat, Queen Sereth Vale declared. Her claws scraped the war table's edge. Hollow maps flickered above, red enemy advances pulsing like wounds. General Corandrel reared up, his armored crest flared. Majesty. The front crumbles. Doctrine demands pullback. Now, Admiral Illis Wren shifted her fins. Losses exceed 30%. Fleet integrity. Integrity. Sereth's tail lashed. She locked eyes with Drell. We lose the core worlds to panic. My plan holds the line. Tighten supply chains. Reroute civilian evacuees through palace hubs. Starve the enemy on overextended flanks. Drell's mandible snapped. Insane. Logistics collapse under that load. Your plan kills us faster than Vorgath guns. Spymaster Vectalon leaned forward from shadows, his optic lenses whirred. Suspicious Vorgath intel leaks suggest sabotage, but retreat cedes ground. Vote it, Drell growled. Council loyalty test. All generals, aye or nay on retreat. Murmurs rose. Illis hesitated. Sereth felt the room tilt. Her throne hung on this. No vote. Sereth rose to full height. Her scales gleamed under glow orbs. Prove your claim first. Palace kitchens feed 10,000 evacuees tonight. No ration hikes. Existing stocks only. Report at dawn. Drell barked a laugh. Kitchens! Symbolic idiocy. They'll fail. Then retreat stands disproved. Sereth waved dismissal. Execute. Servants scattered. Generals filed out. Drell's glare lingering. Illis nodded once. Respect or calculation. Vex slipped away, already scheming leaks. Sereth exhaled. The war room emptied. She studied the hollow. Vorgath hordes 3 jumps out. Her plan demanded precision humans called just in time. Aliens like her people excelled at shock assaults. Humans? They bent rules like vines. Dawn glow filtered through viewports. Sereth paced. A chime sounded. Vectalon entered. Majesty. Kitchens succeeded. Every evacuee fed. Full nutrition. Sereth halted. How? Projections said shortfall of 40%. The human cook. Mara Kincaid. Vec projected a data slate. She culled ornamental gardens for protein tubers, rewrote menus, insect paste emulsions stretched with fermented grains, rerouted spice convoys mid-flight, traded palace luxuries for frontline protein blocks. Waste recyclers tripled output via enzyme hacks. Numbers here. Sereth scanned. 0 deficits. Evacuees housed. Morale stable. Kincaid's annotations. Simple sketches yield optimizations. No boasts. Summon her, Sereth said. War room, now. With Envoy Park. Minutes later, doors hissed. Mara Kincaid stepped in, apron faint with stains. Human, short, bipedal, skin pale under alien lights. Envoy Juno Park flanked her, sharp-eyed, translator node blinking. Generals reconvened. Drell loomed. Illis watched data feeds. Vec observed. Kincaid bowed low. Majesty.
Sereth pointed to the hollow. You fed 10,000.
Explain. Kincaid glanced at maps. No flinch. Constraints like ingredients, ma'am. Palace had excess ornamentals. Low yield but protein dense after processing. I swapped menu staples. Veil brains ferment faster than boil. Triples volume. Spice haulers idled. I pinged them for detours. Bartered gold leaf platters for meat gels. Recyclers added gut bacteria from our human stock. Boosts break down 30%. Scaled it. Drell snorted. Cook's tricks. War ain't a galley. Test it. Sereth zoomed to the front. Vorgath push here. My hold requires fleet resupply in 12 hours. No extra tonnage, Kincaid. Make it work. Now. Kincaid stepped to the table. Fingers danced over controls. Current chain core depot to forward base. Bottleneck at relay station Gamma. Vorgath skirmishes. Illis leaned in. Correct. Losses mounting. Improvise. Kincaid traced routes. Reroute via asteroid miners. They've got frozen volatiles. Trade for fuel. Civilian haulers loop back empty? Load them with drone-dropped rations. Humans do this in disasters. Cascade swaps. See? Hollow shifted. New paths glowed green. Projections flipped. Surpluses. Drell slammed a claw. Amateur meddling, undermines command. Results. Sereth asked. Vex lenses clicked. Viable. Sabotage traces in old routes match. Illis nodded slowly. Data holds. Risk drops 15%. Kincaid stepped back, hands open. Just cooking the numbers, ma'am. Your people fight like storms. We handle the sustain. Drell vibrated rage. She's a threat. Political ploy. Human influence. Juno Park spoke calm. Mara's no schemer, General. Keeps us grounded. Useful. Not dominant. Sereth watched Drell, crest flat now. Doubt? Kincaid met no eyes, just waited. Implement, Sereth ordered. Kincaid advises logistics. Drell, execute the hold. Drell froze, then bowed stiff. As commanded, room stirred. Illis tapped comms, fleets realigning. Vex slipped a note to Sereth. Saboteur linked to Drell's aid. Kincaid bowed again. Kitchen needs me, Majesty. Stay. Sereth's tail curled approval. War needs your recipes. As doors sealed behind retreating generals, Sereth eyed the human, humble frame, sharp mind. Trust bloomed, not from rank, but proof. Hollow pinged. Vorgath fleet signal fractured. Her plan breathed. But Vex note burned. Sabotage deeper. Who next? Mara Kincaid slid her data slate across the polished war room table. Fleet manifests and base inventory logs. Now, General Corandrell's crest flared red. His claws scraped stone. Insolence. You're a cook, human, not staff. Queen Sereth Vale raised one tail segment. Silence fell. She watched the human from her raised dais, noting the steady gaze, the unadorned uniform. No rank markers, no demands. Just need. Grant access, Sereth commanded. Full logs. Unredacted, Admiral Illis Wren's frills twitched. She tapped her console. Hollow screens bloomed above the table. Grids of freighters, depots, fuel tallies. Vec Talon, spymaster, leaned into shadows, his optic lenses whirring softly. Mara pulled the projections close. Her fingers danced over controls, sorting columns. Sereth tracked each motion. Humans moved without flourish, efficient. Like tools honed for purpose, minutes ticked. Drell shifted, mandibles clicking impatience. Juno Park, the human envoy, stood by the wall, arms crossed, face neutral. There, Mara froze a line. Red highlight pulsed. Fuel convoys outbound, 90% capacity to forward bases. Return trips. Food haulers empty, 60% void space. Wren's frills flattened. Civilian contractors. Standard doctrine. Light returns, save fuel. Mara shook her head. No panic. Just facts. Mismatch cascades. Vorgath depot logs show food surplus building. Stale by cycle end. Fuel deficits hit critical next assault. Enemy predicts it. Fourth loss in 5. Sereth's tail tip curled. The human pierced their veil without probes or spies. Just numbers. Drell barked. Coincidence! Route secured by my command. Vex lenses clicked. Patterns matched 3 prior ambushes. Leaks? Mara ignored them. She overlaid maps. Enemy interdiction zones glowed amber. Next convoy hits here. Fuel-starved escorts lag. Defeat locked. Ran straightened. Her voice cut sharp. Bold claim, Cook. Data's there. Fix it. 1 page. Prove viability or leave. Drell grinned, fangs glinting. Juno tensed but stayed silent. Mara nodded. Pulled a blank template, typed. No hesitation. Sereth leaned forward. The room held breath. Chitin creaks. Hollow hums. 1 minute. 2. Mara pushed the slate back. Done. Wren snatched it. Projection expanded. New convoy webs spun out. Green lines weaving old routes. Civilian haulers looped back empty. Mara tapped a cluster. Load them with drone-dropped rations from surplus depots. No extra mass outbound. Returns masked as bulk food runs. Drell snorted. Drone drops? Unsecured. Waste cargo? Exactly. Mara's hand swept secondary grids. Engineering scrap. Obsolete munitions casings. Your waste piles at bases. Crated as decoy loads. Enemy scans register heavy freighters. They pounce on dummies. Real fuel slips through escort gaps. Wren traced paths. Cascade swaps. Haulers trade manifests mid-route via tight beam, fuel to fighters, food redistributed. Projections? Hollow shifted. Risk curves plunged. Surpluses stacked green. Forgath hold time extended 30%. Sereth's crest rose. Ingenuity from refuse. Aliens built fleets to shatter worlds. This human turned scraps to shields. Viable, Vec murmured. Sabotage traces in old manifests. Diverted haulers matched Drell's auxiliary wing. Drell slammed a claw. Table cracked. Lies. Amateur meddling undermines command structure. Results. Sereth's voice sliced. All eyes snapped to her. Wren nodded once. Data holds. Interdiction risk drops 15%. Sustainable. Mara stepped back. Hands open. Palms up. No bow. No gloat. Just cooking the numbers, ma'am. Your people fight like storms. We handle the sustain. Drell vibrated. Plates rattling. Threat. Political ploy. Human influence creeps in. Juno Park spoke then. Voice even. Mara's no schemer, General. Keeps us grounded. Useful, not dominant. Ask any galley crew. Sereth watched Drell, crest flattened. Doubt cracking armor. The General met her gaze, then dropped it. Mara stared at the hollow. Not a soul. Implement, Sereth ordered. Kincaid advises logistics directly. Admiral Renan, realign fleets. General Drell, execute the hold pattern. Trial run, next convoy cycle. One chance. Drell froze. Claws curled, then he bowed, stiff. As commanded, Majesty. Wren tapped comms. Orders pinged out. Hollow updated live ships turning. Manifests rewriting. Vec slipped to Sereth's side. An encrypted note projected between them only. Saboteur link to Drell's aid. Fuel logs forged. Sereth dismissed the council with a tail flick. Doors hissed shut behind retreating forms. Drell's glare lingered on Mara. Kitchen calls? Sereth asked the human. Mara bowed shallow. Yes, Majesty. Unless needed. Stay. Sereth's tail curled full approval. War needs your recipes. Mara paused. Nodded. Juno shot her a quick thumbs up from the door. Alone now save Vec, Sereth eyed the hollow. Green paths pulsed strong. Forgath's signal fractured under pressure. Her fleets breathed anew, but Vec's note burned. Sabotage rooted deeper. Drell's rage masked something, or Wren's caution hid leaks. She summoned the spymaster closer. Test the aid. Controlled leak. Watch ripples. Vec's lenses spun. Already in motion, Majesty. Mara lingered by the table, rechecking her slate. Humble frame hid the blade. Trust forged not in thrones, but trials. Sereth signaled her over. Walk with me. Explain the cascade swaps. Human disasters? Mara fell in step, voice light. Earthquakes, floods. Aid convoys bottleneck. We swap loads truck to truck, plane to drone. No waste. Survive. Aliens conquered stars with claws and guns. Humans endured with lists and lies. Sereth glanced back. Empty chamber, but eyes watched always. Hours later, Mara stood in the galleys, chopping root veggies for officer rations. Steam hissed. Knives flashed. Her mind mapped routes still. A runner burst in. Alien ensign, frills quivering. Kincaid, priority from Admiral Wren. Convoy Alpha reports. Decoys drew 3 raiders. Fuel intact. Food redistributed. Forgath holds. Crew cheered. Mara wiped hands, smiled faint. Good. Past the salts. Word spread fast. Whispers in halls. The cook who fed victory. Drell's camp seethed. Sereth felt it. Her spies confirmed. Aid vanished. Forged logs traced to black market fuel siphons. Next council. Drell arrived late. Crest low. Trial success, Majesty. Kincaid's input noted. Wren presented updated projections. Losses reversed. Momentum shifted. Vec leaned in post-meeting. Aid fled to enemy space. Drell clean, loyal, just blind. Sereth nodded. Mara waited outside, slate ready for more. Promote her? Vec asked. No. Sereth's tail flicked. Let competence rise. Rank follows. Mara entered at summons. New manifests. Sereth handed them over. Expand it. Full war, Mara grinned. First crack in calm. Yes, ma'am. Trust sealed, not by blood or birth, by proof under fire. But Vex's final whisper chilled. Enemy queen signals parley. They know our new edge. Sabotage was theirs, now broken. War turned. Human hand on the scale. Trial run echoed wider. Mara pored over expanded logs in auxiliary command. Juno at her Mara stabbed her stylus into the slate. Double the decoy freighters. Mirror weights exact. Scanners won't blink. Juno Park crossed her arms. Human eyes sharp in the dim auxiliary command glow. Scale jumps risk exposure. Vorgath supply lines stretch thin. Constraints sharpen recipes. Mara pulled up manifests. Fingers flying. Real fuel crates hid in food haulers. Food crates ballast heavy. Road decoy paths. Raiders chase ghosts. We eat victory. Alarms blared ship-wide. Convoy muster. Mara grabbed her kit. Slate, seals, flavor packets for cover. Juno followed. Queen's orders. Your advisor now. Flagship berth. Docking clamps thudded. Mara stepped onto the convoy flagship's bay. Air thick with ozone and alien sweat. Crew snapped salutes. Frills rigid. No civilian cook here. Advisor Kincaid. Quartermaster Voss waited. Mandibles clicking. Scaled hide gleamed under cargo lights.
Human crates stay doctrinal.
Labels fixed by code. Mara hefted a sample crate. Food markings, but heft screamed fuel density. Swap them. Label fuel. On ballast dummies. Weights matched to 3 decimals. Bait scanners. Voss's frills flared red. Doctrine forbids. General Drell approves manifests only. Queen's writ. Mara flashed the slate seal. Sereth's glyph pulsed green. Raiders hit predictions last trial. We repeat, scaled. Voss hesitated, claws twitching. Mara cracked a ration bar, offered half. Taste. Human mix, steady nerves. Voss nibbled. Frills eased. Fine. Swaps by jump. Mara nodded once. No gloat. Work spoke. Hours blurred in cargo holds. Crates shuffled under Voss's teams. Mara logged variances. Calibrated dummies with scrap metal and ration paste. Scanners pinged clean. Ghost fleet ready. Bridge hatch hissed. General Corin Drell stormed in. Crest high. Armor scarred from frontline scars. Aliens revered his charges. Humans saw rigid lines. Kincaid, route finalized. Forwarded to Allied liaisons. Vorgath outposts.
Mara paused mid-scan. Liaisons?
Unvetted channels hummed with risks. Sir, clearance, allies share. Drell's gaze iced. Cook advises crates. I command vectors. Juno whispered aside. He's baiting. Palace whispers call you threat. Mara logged the forward timestamp. Silent. Route logged, sir. Drell departed. Mara tapped Juno. Predictable. Raiders love leaks. Convoy jumped. Stars warped. Mara monitored from advisor nook. Screens alive with freighter pings. Real cargo. Fuel, meds, slugs for railguns. Buried in food haulers. Proximity klaxons wailed. Raiders inbound. 3 corvettes bearing 240. Bridge erupted. Admiral Illis Wren barked. Spines taut. Evasive. Shields priority. Mara cross-checked her slate. Exact vector. Timestamp matched Drell's forward. Decoys take it. Hold primaries coreward. Wren's eyes flicked to her. Basis. Prediction. Mara kept voice level. Raiders pounced. Beams lanced decoy freighters. Ballast crates vaporized in blooms of false fire. Scanners screamed. Fuel hits. Raiders whooped triumph. Closed for kill. Primaries slipped flank. Real cargo ghosts. Raiders milled. Sensors blind to swaps. Press. Mara urged. Reen nodded. Escorts wheeled. Rails spat slugs. 1 corvette cracked. Raiders broke. Fleeing smoke trails. Cheers thundered. Voss burst in. Frills dancing green. Fuel intact. Food redistributed. Crews fed triple. Reen turned. Kincaid. Timing exact. Raiders hit your ghost route. Mara wiped crate dust from hands. Good. Pass manifests to reload. Drell entered late. Crest dipped. No words. Logged out. Mara synced her slate. Timing mismatch. Forward to raid. 2.7 minutes lag. Internal leak pattern. She encrypted packet to Spy Master Vec Talon. Flag. Route share predates ambush. Check liaisons. Response pinged instant. Received. Test underway. Juno clapped her shoulder. Stirring the pot? Proof first. Mara stowed slate. Humble wins trust. Council chamber hummed next cycle. Queen Sereth Vale perched throne high, scales iridescent, tail coiled. Mara stood civilian low, slate humble. Drell spoke first. Convoy success, Majesty. Losses. Decoys only. Sereth's gaze pinned him. Kincaid's swaps? Raynor's projected logs. Raiders scanned labels. Missed weights. Projections. Supply holds 3 moons. Vec Talon slithered shadow edge. Leak confirmed. Drell's forward hit unvetted liaison. Enemy timed perfect. Drell's crest crashed low. Accident. Allies cleared. Black market ping. Your aid routed it. Fuel siphons traced to palace docks. Chamber iced. Drell stiffened. Loyalty sworn. Sereth rose. Results over oaths. Kincaid predicted hit. Proof exposed rot. Mara stayed silent. No claim. Beck leaned to Sereth. Whisper scales. Mara caught fragment. Aid fled. Drell blind not bought. Sereth nodded. General. Sidelined pending audit. Ren. Expand Kincaid manifests. Full war push. Drell bowed rigid. Excited. Ren gripped Mara's arm. Data saves. Respect earned. Corridors buzzed post-council. Crew nodded Mara past whispers. Cook who cooks plans. Juno smirked. Rank chases you. Mara shrugged. Feed the fight first. Auxiliary command again. Expanded logs sprawled. Sereth summoned direct. Hatch opened. Queen entered alone. Tail flicking approval. New vectors. Sereth slid crystal drive. Full fleets. Your method. Mara plugged in. Roots bloomed. Dozens convoys. Layer 3 deep. Bait scanners. Ghost primaries. Improv. On fly. Sereth watched her sort. Generals reject unranked. You prove under fire. Anyone solves with right mix. Mara traced flaw. A weak flank. Ear. Swap med hullers to slugs. Raiders chase heels. Sereth's frills. Rare sight. Quivered faint amusement. Human normal extraordinary. Trust seals. Runner burst. Majesty. Enemy queen signals parley. Knows our edge. Sereth's tail stilled. They broke sabotage. We turn war. Mara kept sorting. No grin. Work waited. But Vec's shadow lingered door edge. Sabotage theirs. Queen's agents in court. Exposed now. Sereth turned to Mara. Expand. Full war. Yes, ma'am. Mara's stylus flew. Competence rose. Rank trailed. Fleet alarms tested next dawn. Probe drones swarmed. Enemy scouts, sniffing new manifests. Mara rerouted from Nook, voice calm over comms. Freighter Gamma, ghost left. Decoy Bravo takes probe. Hits registered, dummies popped. Probes withdrew blind. Word rocketed halls. Kincaid feeds victory again. Drell's camp fractured. Aids peeled. Logs forged to siphon fuel traced enemy gold. Ren projected war maps. Losses reversed. Vorgath fronts pushed. Vec cornered Mara post-brief. Aid to Drell caught. Enemy payroll. General clean loyal doctrinal fool. Mara nodded. Blind spots kill slower than raids. Sereth watched from throne. No promotion edict. Competence climbed alone. Enemy parley beacon pulsed stronger. Terms leaked. Surrender edge or talk. Mara poured manifests beside Juno. They blink first. Juno chuckled. Your salts tipped scale. Runner again. Priority? Queen grants you staff. Logistics wing. Mara paused. Took slate. Start with quartermaster swaps. Trust forged not by rank. By hands in crates. Eyes Spymaster Vec Talon ghosted into the galley. His claws clicked once on the deck. Kincaid. Hold the roots. Listen close. Mara wiped her hands on her apron. Steam curled from the vats behind her. She nodded. No questions. Aliens valued precision. Humans valued ears. 2 vectors tonight? Vec murmured. His eyes flicked to the door. Leak hunts us. I seed fakes. Yours. Reroute the Vorgath heavies through the nebula drift. Fuel savings. Ambush bait. Whisper it to no one, but if pressed at table, let it slip natural. Mara etched the path on her slate. Nebula drift. Tight squeeze for heavies. Risky. Genius if true. Got it. Supper deploys in 5. Vex's tail flicked approval. Second seed plants with Ren's aid. Watch reactions. Queen traps at board. He vanished. Mara resumed chopping. Culturally tuned meal. Bitter roots to dull aggression pheromones. Sweet gels to sharpen focus. Veil warriors craved heat. She cooled it deliberate. Tempers stayed leashed. Runner pounded the hall. Kincaid, table now. Queen seats you advisor flank. Mara played it fast. 2 variants hid in symmetry. Left platter showed heavy silhouettes banking nebula curves. Her fake vector. Right's mimic straight-line thrusts through clear space. Vex second seed. Visual code. If eyes caught it, tongues might follow. She balanced trays. Palace guards parted. Grand hall glowed under crystal domes. Queen Sereth held court, at head. Generals flanked her. Corandrel to right, armored in doctrine medals. Admiral Ilis Wren opposite, data slates stacked. Envoy Juno Park sat neutral. Human grin easy. Vec lurked shadows. Sarith's tail curled command. Seats. Supper binds commitments. War turns on words tonight. Mara circled, serving precise. Drell's platter hit first. Right side, straight thrust. Ren's left, nebula curve. Queen center neutral. Mara took her seat beside Juno. No fanfare. Just work. Sereth speared a route. Enemy parlays. They sent our manifests reversed. Plans? Drell leaned forward. His voice boomed. Doctrine holds, Majesty. Heavies punch straight void. Fuel direct. Probes die on guns. Ren tapped slate. Data favors flex, but palace eyes watch. Her gaze skimmed platters. Paused on her nebula curve. Mara chewed slow. Roots hit mild. Pheromones dipped. Tails eased. Vex spoke soft from shadow. Leaks plague us. Enemy knows edges too well. Drell snorted. Kitchen talk? Probes hit decoys. Kincaid salts, they say. His eyes bored into Mara. Cook. Endorse on record. Heavies. Straight void. Waste no fuel on drifts. Hall stilled. Trap snapped. Drell cornered her. Public. Doctrine. Or bust. Mara swallowed. Set fork down. Calm. General. Straight void burns 20% extra. Manifests prove it. Drell's crest flared. Prove? Improvise kitchens, not war. Trade it. Mara pulled slate. Shared projection. Live from her wing. Freighter Gamma swaps quartermaster. Enemy payroll cut. Now fuel siphons reverse. Trade their tainted crates for ours clean. Same holds heavies. Nebula drift ghosts probes. Saves fuel for Vorgath push. Dummies pop. Real heavies flank. Projection bloomed. Lines curved nebula. Hits registered dummy losses. Fuel tallies green. Rin's tail twitched interest. Data matches. Losses drop 15. Drift chokes heavies. Drift chokes heavies. Collision risk. Mara tapped next. Collision? Human freighters thread worse daily. Improvise escorts light. Trade heavy slots for scouts. Your straight burns reserves. Probes adapt. Hall murmured. Eyes shifted. Juno whispered. Smooth, Mara. No humble pie needed. Sereth watched silent. Eyes on platters. Vec leaned in. Admiral, your thoughts. Vectors clear? Ren eyed her plate. Nebula curve steamed. Flex saves, but leaks. Aid burst from side door. Ren's junior. Face pale. Admiral, enemy shifts to clear space thrust. Probes massing straight void. Gasps rippled. Drell slammed fist. See? Doctrine baited them. Ren paled. Her platter showed nebula. Aid's eyes darted. Straight thrust matched Drell's plate. Vex claws extended. Clear space? My seed to your aid, Admiral. How enemy knows. Ren recoiled. Loyal. Mara's platter. Hit her fake. No one bit. Drell's straight, untouched by panic. Sereth rose. Tail lashed. Plates betray. Kincaid codes vectors. Left nebula to Ren's wing. Right straight to Drell. Eyes swiveled. Ren's aide bolted for door. Guards pinned him. Enemy gold in pouch, Vex snarled. Second seed confirmed. Ren clean, her platter ignored. Ren exhaled. Sabotage in my house? Drell stared. Platters, crest flat. Cooks. Code? Roots dulled my fire. Data. Trades waste. Sereth nodded to Mara. Competence plates truth. Supper exposes. General. Yield manifests to her wing. Full. Drell bowed stiff. Majesty. Doctrine bends to proof. Juno clapped Mara's shoulder. Human plating wins wars. Mara cleared plates. No grin. Work stacked. Hall buzzed plans anew. Vorgath push-locked. Enemy beacon pulsed desperate. Parley terms crumbled. Runner hit door. Probes withdraw. Heavies ghosted clean. Sereth's gaze met Mara's. No words. Trust sealed in steam and slices. Vec shadowed close post-supper. Third seed plants now. Trader Webb phrase. Your drift. Real tomorrow. Mara nodded. Slate out. Quartermaster trades first. Fuel flows. Palace halls echoed shifted loyalties. Drell's camp realigned. Ren synced data streams. Dawn brief. Manifests rerouted. Mara at console. Voice steady. Heavy alpha. Nebula left. Decoy straight. Hits bloomed. Probes shattered dummies. Real fleet flanked unseen. Word rocketed. Kincaid's plate turned court. Sereth summoned private. War council shrinks. You core now. Mara took slate. Staff expands. Eyes on crates. Competence climbed. Rank knelt. Enemy queen signaled again. Full parley. Terms ours. Sabotage routes pulled. Victory plated plain. Mara sliced open the third ration pack with her utility knife. Grayish protein slabs tumbled onto the steel table in the palace's makeshift logistics bay. She sniffed the foil wrapper. Faint tang of fermented roots. Vorgath staple. Tags from salvaged freighters lay beside it. Etched codes for fuel depots, grain convoys, drone fabricators. Her fingers traced the patterns. Enemy supply lines snaked from core worlds through nebula choke points. Hit the pantry here. Starve the heavies without touching civilian haulers. She sketched the map on her slate. Narrow windows marked in red. Interdiction zones. 2 hours each, ghosting past trade lanes. Footsteps echoed. Admiral Illis Wren entered, frills twitching. Kincaid. Queen demands your pantry read now. Council chambers. Mara wiped her hands on her apron. No time for polish. She grabbed the slate and packs. Wren's eyes flicked to the map. You mapped this from scraps? Ingredients tell stories. These say hunger wins the war. The Admiral's crest lifted slightly. Data over doubt. They strode through humming corridors. Aides scattering. Council chamber doors hissed open. Queen Sereth Vale sat at the head. Spines erect. General Corin Drell flanked her left, arms crossed. Spymaster Vec Talon lurked in shadow. Envoy Juno Park nodded from the human side. Mara set the ration packs down. No bow. Work first. Enemy dependencies. She projected the slate map. Lines pulsed. Convoys to probes. Fuel to heavies. Target these 5 nodes. Fast strikes nebula cover. Avoid civilian routes. Here, here, here. Drell snorted. Kitchen tactics. We crush their core fleet. Doctrine demands it. Wren leaned forward. Data aligns. Probes pull back already. Supplies dry. Sereth's gaze locked on Mara. Yield numbers human. Mara tapped the slate. 80% hit on heavies without fleet losses. Their queen sues for terms in weeks. Beck's eyes narrowed. Precise, like my leaks. Drell slammed a fist. Glory strike now. My legions primed. Sereth raised a claw. Results, not roars. Admiral? Reen straightened. Commit 3 fast squadrons. Mara's timing windows. Launch at dawn cycle. Drell's crest flattened. Ren betrays council. Data does not. Ren's voice cut steel. Sereth unrolled a decree slate. Her claw etched the seal. Temporary power bypass. General's Council sidelined for operations. Signed. Kincaid coordinates. Prove it. Mara nodded once, humble. Squadron sync manifests. I track crates. Juno clapped her shoulder. Pantry war. Humans played it clean. Chamber emptied in murmurs. Drell stormed out, aides trailing. Vex slipped Mara a whisper chip. Watch his glory. Seed sprout. Mara pocketed it, back to the bay. She cross-checked salvage tags against probe reports. Enemy beacons flickered desperate. Good. Dawn cycle hit. Mara stood at the fleet console, slate linked. Heavy Alpha, Nebula, left flank. Decoy straight. Squadron leads chimed affirmatives. Screens bloomed. Strikes precise. Convoy shattered. Rations vapor. No civilian pings. Ren patched in. Clean hits. Fuel nodes dark. Then alarms wailed. Drell's signature bloomed on the main TAC map. Glory strike armada. Dozens of heavies. Barreled straight into Mara's third window. Mara's jaw tightened. Collision course. Drell's force masked her interdiction. Enemy heavies would pivot, crush both. Admiral! Pull back! Mara keyed open channel. Drell's voice boomed. Stand down, Cook. Real war here. Rand's frills flared. General, you're in her lane. Doctrine prevails. Sarith's channel cracked open from Palace. Drell, abort. That's an order. Static. No response. Mara scanned feeds. Enemy probes swarmed Drell's flank. Bait accepted. Her squadrons trapped in the crossfire. Goal. Salvage the op. Improvise. She keyed squadron privates. Squad 1. Ghost Nebula High. Faint right. 2. Low skim draw probes. 3. Hold my mark. Leads acknowledged. No questions. Humans trained calm under knife edge. Drell's heavies lumbered. Enemy guns lit space. His line buckled. Mara plotted microjump. 3. Jump vector 47 beta. Flank their probes from salvage blind. Ren barked. Impossible window. Crates don't lie. Mara punched execute. Squad 3 vanished. Reappeared behind enemy pickets. Lasers carved probes to slag. Drell's flank stabilized. Barely. But losses mounted. His glory strike hemorrhaged ships. Sarith's voice cut through. Drell, yield to Kincaid. Now. Silence. Then, manifests. Hers. Squadrons reroute. Too late for some. Wreckage spun. Mara tallied. Interdiction 70%. Drell's force halved. Vec patched private. His aides leaked timings. Sabotage confirmed. Headline glory. Your win. Mara exhaled. Pull manifests. Quartermaster first. Fleet withdrew. Enemy supply nodes smoked. Probes ghosted empty. Palace runner burst into bay. Queen summons. Private. Mara followed. Chambers gleamed under crystal lamps. Sarith waited alone. Decree slate glowing. You turned collision to cut. Sarith's spines eased. Council shrinks. You core now. Mara took the expanded staff slate. Eyes on crates. Fuel flows reroute tomorrow. Sarith nodded. Competence plates truth. Drell kneels or falls. Door hissed. Drell entered. Crest low. Bowed stiff. Majesty. Kincaid. Doctrine. Bends. No grin from Mara. Next manifest sync. He grunted assent. Aides outside realigned camps. Juno waited in hall. Human plating wins. Palace buzzes your map. Ren synced data streams beside. Windows expand. Full commitment. Vec shadowed. Third seed plants. Trader web phrase. Quartermaster trades tomorrow. Mara nodded. Slate out. Work stacked. Dawn brief hummed. Hits bloomed anew. Enemy beacon pulsed desperate. Parlay terms crumbled. Runner hit door. Probes withdraw. Heavies ghosted clean. Sarith's gaze met Mara's across the link. Trust sealed. But Vec's chip warmed in pocket. Drell's glory reeked of deeper rot. Headline sabotage. Roots dulled. Not pulled. Palace halls echoed shifted loyalties. Mara cleared her station. No rest. Crates called. Enemy queen signaled. Full parley. Terms open. Mara mapped the next node. Pantry war turned court. Victory sliced thin. General Drell's private comm buzzed in his quarters. Aide's voice. Leak confirmed, sir. Her squadrons shine. Your strike headlines secured? Drell's claw crushed the device. Not enough. Palace eyes turn. From Mara's console, ping spiked. New salvage tags incoming. Enemy desperation brewed bigger. She keyed ran. Fuel convoy ghosts core lane, tight window. Now. Admiral committed, squadrons jumped. Drell watched feeds, crest flat, proof bent him. But headlines hungered, Mara's knife sliced another pack. Roots told all. Sabotage plated plain for now. Enemy heavies drifted dark. Parley loomed. Trust climbed. Rank knelt. War's menu shifted. Human hand stirred the pot. Mara's console erupted in red alerts. Probe screamed data. Drell's vanguard squadrons slammed into the trap. Enemy heavies unfolded from asteroid shadows. Ion webs snapping shut. Allied cutters bucked, engines flaring dry.
Fuel critical.
Wren's voice crackled over the link. Half the fleet's adrift. Mining stations are only shot. 2 jumps out. Mara gripped her slate. Pantry stocks flashed in her mind. Enzyme stabilizers from ration packs. Acid extracts from preserved fruits. Food-grade catalysts. Improvise or starve. I can rig it. Send tenders with my crates. Drell's comm snarled through the bridge feed. Cook's folly. Doctrine demands pullback. Regroup at core. Silence from Sereth's throne feed. Then, Ren, commit to the station. Mara leads conversion. Mara slung her kit bag. Shuttles hummed to life. She rode the lead tender claws of crew glancing her way. Alien eyes narrowed, human soft skin, no rank chevrons. She ignored them, prepping injectors. The mining station loomed, a pitted drum orbiting gas hauler debris. Drills silent, tanks bone dry from sabotage leaks. Mara dropped through the hatch, boots magnetizing to deck. Air recyclers wheezed methane tang. Seal bays, she ordered. Crew hesitated. Now. Fuel or funeral. They moved. Mara cracked her first crate. Yeast cultures, pH balancers from galley chems. Mining vats needed kickstarters. Raw hydrocarbons from the gas field. But catalysts locked in protocol vaults. She bypassed with ration gels, tweaking molecular bonds on the fly. Heat to 180 kelvins, she called. A tech-scaled Clythar pumped the mix. Bubbles foamed. Mara sampled. Viscosity perfect. Cycle test batch. Engines purred online. First tanker filled in minutes. Cheers rippled, but Mara waved it off. Scale to full. Priority. Wren's heavies. Shuttle pings hailed Envoy Park's voice. Mara, corridor talks hot. Enemy probes our med bays empty. Plague rumors spreading. She keyed back, stirring the next vat. Trade it. Our antivirals for docking rights. Buys us hours. Park's feed flickered. Him in the Parley drone, flanked by Verkan envoys. Their crests flared suspicion. Med aid for safe passage? Risky. Do it. Mara sealed a drum. Fleets fueled. We press. Park nodded, humble tilt to his human shoulders. On your math. Drone feeds bloomed. Enemy pickets peeled back. Corridor opened. A neutral vein through the debris. Allied tenders slipped through. Tanks brimming from Mara's refinery. Wren's flag bridged in. Interdiction green. Fuel convoy ghosts the core lane. Mara's window. Execute, Mara said, wiping catalyst residue from her hands. No boast, just data. Squadrons jumped, Wren's voice steady. Tight spread. Disrupt. Don't engage. Mara tracked from the station console. Enemy convoy lumbered. 6 bulkers, escorts lazy. Her plan. Micro jumps to choke points. Faint drones drawing fire. Humans called it kettle logic. Trap 'em piecemeal. Enemy lead bulker shuddered. Allied Jinx severed its thrust. Fuel pods vented plasma. Escorts wheeled, but Wren's wings pinched the flanks. Convoys drifted dead in hours. No shots fired. Just cuts. Resupply severed, Reen reported. Their push stalls. Station alarms whooped. Vectalen's shadow dropped through the hatch. Spymaster's eyes gleamed. Chip in his claw, leak traced. Drell fed the fake plan. Drew the trap himself. Mara paused mid-pump. Sabotage. Headline glory. Vex tail flicked. Sereth moves. Queen's feed overrode all channels. Sereth's throne chamber. Armored guards flanked Drell. General's crest lay flat. Claws bound. Treason confirmed. Sereth intoned. Voice like forged alloy. You leaked the bait strike. Cost us Vanguard. For what? Your doctrine's shadow? Drell snarled. Human witch whispers poison. Fleet survives on luck. On results. Sereth's gaze pierced the link, landing on Mara's feed. Cook's pantry saved us. Your rank blinds you. Guards hauled him. Palace echoes faded. Illis Wren's voice cut in. Enemy signals parley. Full terms. Heavies dark. Convoys gutted. Mara checked VATS. Output tripled. Station hummed full yield. Crew clapped her shoulder. Scales brushing skin. No words needed. Trust stuck like good sauce. Park shuttle docked. Envoy strode in, med crates trailing. Corridor holds. They bit on aid. Plague fakes from Vex leaks. Vec chuckled. Traitor web phrase. Mara nodded. Humble shrugged. Fuel flows. What's next node? Enemy Queen's beacon pulsed. Open channel. Sereth keyed it live. Terms tabled. Human ingenuity shifts the board. Mara mapped salvage halls. Dark heavies yielded parts. Pantry war fed the front. Drell's cell chilled. Roots pulled, one leak at a time. But console pinged outlier. Enemy desperation brewed. Wren's squadrons reformed. Mara sliced ration packs. Next catalysts ready. Park leaned in. You just turned a cook into quartermaster. Palace whispers. Kincaid doctrine. She laughed soft. Just recipes. Keep it humble. Vex chip warmed. Deeper rot lingered. Parley loomed. Blades sheathed. Human hands stirred true. Fleet tenders surged back. Bellies full. Mara cleared her station. Crates called anew. Victory plated thin. But plated. Enemy probes withdrew. Heavies ghosted clean. Sereth's gaze met hers across links. Trust sealed. Runner burst through hatch. Probes gone. Core lane ours. Mara keyed slate. New math bloomed. War's menu expanded. Drell's old aide pinged private. Leaks yours now, cook. Eyes turn. She crushed the signal. Knife sliced next pack. Roots told all. Parley drone inbound. Queen signaled terms. Mara plotted the board. Fuel convoy ghosts confirmed. Wren jumped again. Hits landed. Enemy Queen hailed. Full parley. Mercy terms. Sereth's claw rose. Earn it. Mara's console spiked. Salvage incoming. Bigger plays brewed. General's glory reek done. Palace shifted. Human stirred on. Station VATS bubbled. Fleet lived. Trust climbed. Rank knelt, but ghost drone evaded. Desperation's edge sharpened. Next window tight. Mara shouldered kit. Improv time. Again. Queen Sereth Vale thrust the glowing data crystal into the council chamber's projector. Holograms bloomed. Falsified fuel logs diverted munitions. Ghost drone signatures traced to General Coran Drell's command post. Gasps rippled. Admiral Illis Wren's frills stiffened. Spymaster Vec Talon nodded once, his eyes gleaming. Proof, Sereth said. Sabotage from within. Drell fed our positions to the enemy queen. Our losses at Corward Drift. His doing. General Drell surged to his feet. Lies. Fabricated by that human pet. Sereth's claw silenced him. Guards flanked the general, manacles snapping shut. Arrest him. Vec, your leaks worked. The rot ends here, Vec bowed, as tested majesty. Loyalties confirmed. Wren exhaled, mandibles clicking relief. Fleet integrity holds, but the war ends on our terms. Sereth turned to the admiral. I reinstate you to full command. No more divided authority. Execute the Kincaid maneuvers. Press the parley. Wren saluted sharply. Yes, Majesty. Probes confirm enemy retreat. Mercy terms inbound. Sereth's gaze swept the chamber, and Mara Kincaid. Her improvisations kept our fleets fueled when doctrine failed. Formalize her as logistical advisor. Palace rank. Quartermaster Prima. Whispers erupted. Envoy Juno Park, seated at the human enclave, hid a smile. Drell snarled from custody. A cook? Over generals? Results over rank. Sereth snapped. Dismissed. The chamber emptied. Sereth lingered, signaling Mara via private link. The human appeared moments later. Apron traded for slate and kit, her dark hair tied back. Eyes calm. You summoned, Majesty? Mara said, voice steady. No bow. Human custom. Sareth gestured to the table. War pivots. Parley drone docks in hours. Enemy Queen sues for peace. Your fuel ghosts broke them. Now, post-war. Bind them before they regroup. Mara slid her slate forward. Projections flickered. Trade routes, not battle lines. Logistics as chains. They're salvage for our catalysts. Joint depots at neutral lanes. Mandate shared vats. Our ration tech for their hull alloys. Starve resentment with full bellies. Wren, lingering at the hatch. Leaned in, bold. Exposes their weaknesses. Shares ours, Mara countered. Trust via trade. No invasions needed. Sareth traced a route with her claw. Cultural hooks? Exchange stations, Mara said. Orbiting hubs. Our cooks teach improv. Their engineers show quantum weaves. Kids first. Diplomats before they know it. Park entered. Tablet ready. Humans sign on. Keeps us humble. Useful. Sareth nodded. Viable. Vec. Embed watchers. No repeats of drill. The spy master's tail flicked. Done. Leaks will flow outward now. Parley drone hummed into the bay. Sareth strode to the negotiation vault. Council in tow. Mara shadowed with her slate. Park at her side. Enemy Queen's hologram shimmered. Frail frills. Desperate eyes. Mercy terms. Full withdrawal. Sareth leaned forward. Accord. Borders hold. Trade binds. Mara fed data live. Depots here. Here. First shipment. Your salvage. Our packs. Stations launch cycle 1. Enemy frills quivered. Accepted. Ghosts haunt us no more. Hologram winked out. Cheers echoed through links. Reen's fleet confirmed. Heavies stood down. Core lane secured. Sareth signed the joint accord with Park stylus. Human ink on alien seal. Stations open at dawn. Cultural exchange begins. Park clasped forearms. Alien gesture perfected to collaboration. Council dispersed. Victory sealed. Drell's trial loomed. Traitor fallen. Sareth caught Mara at the vault door. The human shouldered her kit, already plotting next crates. One matter remains, Sareth said. Her voice dropped. Chamber empty. War ends. Traitor judged. How do I rule next? Keep generals honest. Your recipes built this trust. Give me the rule. Mara paused, knife in hand from habit, slicing open a test ration. She met the Queen's gaze. Humble, direct. Test them, Majesty. Give constraints. Watch improv. Doctrine fails under pressure. The ones who adapt without complaint, promote them. Rank follows results. Sareth's mandibles parted in a rare smile. Mara turned back to her station. Vats awaited. Palace shifted anew. But deeper plays brewed. Ghost signals flickered on edge feeds. Trust tested once more.